All right. So we are going to gather all of our supplies. Oh, I know what I need, Miss Lopez.
Yep.
2 flushes and 2 alcohol pads.
Okay.
Okay, so those are the supplies I need, and my handy dandy assistant's gonna help me. The actual dressing kit, the bio patch, and my extra one. You won't have an extra one. My gloves, and I'm gonna explain. Thank you. I'm gonna explain everything to the patient of what we're doing. It may be their first dressing change. It may be their 51st. So you're going to explain it, what we're going to do and why we're going to do it. And oh, by the way, Mr. Smith, once I start the process, you'll have a mask on, and so will I, kind of thing, because it's a sterile procedure. Now, what are we going to do if Mr. Smith freaks out when this is over his face because he's got COPD and he SATs in the 80s? What are we going to do?
Get off.
Okay, what's an alternative to not having the mask?
Turn his face.
Yeah, it's not as good, but okay, you turn your head while I do the change. It's an option. So versus him hyperventilating on you, okay? So we're not going to put it on yet, but we're going to have it there. So we have all of our supplies, and we already did our hand hygiene, and so we explained it, and we're going to verify and verbalize their identification using at least 2 identifiers. State your name and your date of birth, and he's going to state his name and his date of birth, and this is the right patient with the right order and the right arm, the right change, and we're golden. So now we're going to apply clean gloves after our hand hygiene. We're going to vigorously, what does that mean?
Hard.
Vigorously cleanse the end of the port. Now, some of these ports, and at the hospital it's the same way. Some have the clips, some don't, or do all of yours have the clips, or is it? Mr. Martin at Sacred was saying some of them don't have them. If they don't have them, they don't have them, so we don't unclip. But in our steps for SPD, they're going to be clipped. So, first things first. What are we going to do? For how long?
30 seconds.
30 seconds, you betcha. Time warp, 30 seconds have gone by. And then let's do it this way. And then, what are we going to do first? Aspirate. Yep, I do see blood return, and then I'm going to flush. Whoop, after I unclamp, because I don't see blood return until I unclamp. So I've unclamped, aspirate. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Flushes through, flushes nicely. Now, when you've got 2-3 lumens, there's nothing wrong with just keeping that one there, so you don't get mixed up of what you cleaned and what you haven't. Why not, right? And so what we do then is just leave that there. It does have a cover. It just can't see it. And then we wash. 30 seconds, and then we take our cap off and do the same thing. I see return, and I'm going to flush it, and then I clamp it. There we go. And you can leave them there, you can take them off. I prefer to take them off because then they're out of my way. Okay? I would normally throw those away. Okay, and now now is the time. I'm going to tell Mr. Smith it's about time to put on your mask. But where's my mask? In my kit. So I gotta open the kit like you know how to do, because you guys rock. Because you came from NPIII and we taught you everything you need to know about sterile dressing changes.
Oh no.
Now some of these kits may have the mask on top. They may have the gloves on top. This one has the mask. I think most of yours have the mask.
On the outside of this kit, if the hospital changes manufacturers, which they do sometimes, it will vary. The contents are listed on the front of it.
In the order?
Yep.
Oh,
Well, I don't know about in order, but
oh.
at least you'll know if you need to grab an extra mask or something. It usually
Okay,
has the
awesome.
contents.
So I've got my mask right here, and I also have my gloves right there as well. So first, but I don't need those yet. So I'm going to put my mask on. If you have glasses, just kind of pinch it so it doesn't, you know. Hand hygiene. You could have kept your gloves on and opened your pack. We're not gonna. I mean, there's no big deal with that. I just don't like opening the packages with it, you know. So I have another pair of gloves, and life is good. Okay, so what are we gonna do now? we're going to take off the old Tegaderm, Opsite, whatever you want to call it. How am I going to take that off?
Alcohol. Yeah, pull it towards
Yes,
it.
pull it towards. Pull it towards. Alcohol can assist us. Pulling it towards. Now, this is where in the skills checklist is where you're going to assess the need for this stat lock to be changed. It says to remove the stabilization device. We're not removing these stabilization devices because we'd be here till midnight testing because they take that long. So you're going to just assess. Now, when would I change it? When we're at the clinical? Blood, soiled, anything. So yes, we would change this stabilization device if it's dirty, but for testing purposes, we're not. And even when we go to Fort Walton, if it's not soiled, it's not going to get changed. You'll see this afternoon when we play. They're pretty brutal, and they do need to be removed with alcohol as well. So we're going middle to the end. End to the middle. And this is a bio patch. It's supposed to be blue, and blue goes up, and then the slit in the bio patch goes at, if you want to look at a face of a clock, 6 o'clock, meaning it goes in alignment with your actual catheter. So the slit goes underneath this part of the catheter. So blue up, slit right there, parallel, if you will, to the catheter. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to verbalize my assessment. And I'm going to say that it's, there is no redness, there's no edema, there is no streaking, no signs or symptoms of infection. The catheter length is at, I call that 1 millimeter from zero or zero, whatever. You verbalize that I know where the catheter length is, okay? Let's see. And that's it for this portion. Now, before I get my gloves on, let's make sure I set everything. I inspected. Okay. So before that bio patch, your book calls it, I can't remember, it doesn't say the name. So just so you know, if someone looks it up real quick, I'll tell you if you said it right. It's like a disinfectant disc, or it'll say something. It's got that disc has chlorhexidine on it. And it helps fight the bugs at the incision site. So that's where that disc goes, right over the top of the incision site. Just so you know, the book doesn't say the words biopatch. It just says disinfectant disc or chlorhexidine impregnated disc. Is that what it says?
Chlorhexidine impregnated dressing.
Yes, perfect. That's what that is. Okay, so now we're going to take these gloves off. We'll do a little hand hygiene here. Now, my chlorhexidine impregnated disc is this bio disc. It's sterile. So it's got to go here before I get sterile. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So that's a different step than what you guys are used to when we did dressing change in NPIII. So you've got to remember, put it on your checklist somewhere. Remember, because I had to write it for myself. Before sterile gloves, drop bio patch in kit sterilely. Even though I don't think sterilely is a word, but it was to me. Okay, so you have to remember to stick this little disc in. They're very fun to open. I apologize. You pretty much, it's a whole big old sticker, and you just need to drop it in your kit. I think I might end up using Miss Lopez's, because hers is cuter than mine. Oh no, there it goes. See, so they're sticky. So this is typical of what was happening when we were practicing on Tuesday. It's sticking to this plastic. Okay, I'm going to turn that plastic upside down and I'm going to tap it down. Okay? That's my plan anyway. We'll see if it works. Being very careful on using just the edges only. Okay, it's on. Oh, there it goes. And just drop it right on in. Okay? All right. I believe I'm ready to put my sterile gloves on. I have my kit. I have my bio patch. And now I just need to get my gloves. Now I probably should have took my gloves out first because my bio patch is on it in a perfect world. But I'm going to reach on up. Make sure that doesn't go anywhere. Move this to the side because this is where I'm going to put my sterile field. think I'm ready. How am I doing on my skills so far? Am I right where we need to be? Don't let me forget anything, or we're all gonna fail. Meaning today. Meaning today. I don't mean on SVD day. All right. Okay. For people with really large hands, I'll get you different sizes. These are not the best for people with big hands. So I'm gonna get that out of the way. Here's my drape, just like, now I'm sterile to sterile, right? Mm-hmm. And so I can pull my drape up. What side goes down? Shines. Absolutely. Can I do this?
Sure.
Why not, right?
Sterile.
Okay, so what did we do in NP2?
We've done, but we can't.
I can't, so what am I gonna do?
Take it out.
Scream? Okay, I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna take it out, because I'm sterile to sterile as long as I'm in this little part of the world, right? Bio patch, Orama. Ooh, this one's even more different. Yours is more square. It is what it is. Things are different. And you have to get used to different kits, because different kits will have different things in them. Hiccups are a good idea. All right, so I am ready to crack this. This is my chlorhexidine. I'm not going to crack it because I don't want to hurt Mr. Mannequin, but you'll crack it, and you won't do it during testing either. And the goal is to clean this whole entire area and then some. So think of it as, students are like real ginger. Don't be ginger. That's why I have his arms taped down, because we're going to clean, clean, clean. And how am I going to clean?
Vigorously. Inside out.
Vigorously, yes. I'm going to clean vigorously. Now, every one of your kits, this is a real tiny one, but every one of your kits comes with a nice little 2x2, a gauze that's kind of sitting there. If you would like sterile to sterile, you can pick it up for leverage. You can hold this here, because I'm sterile to sterile. And I got myself some leverage. Now, in a perfect world, I would have probably turned him around the other way, but we're going to work with it, because he's in the bed. I'm not going to turn the bed around, so we're just going to work with it like this. So, what did you guys say?
Vigorously.
Vigorously, horizontal, 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 and what else?
Vertical.
Oh, yeah, let's throw some vertical in there. Vertical, 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 vertical. And for how long? 30 seconds, right? So I'm washing, 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 washing. And again, if this doesn't need to be changed, we're gonna scrub. You're not gonna scrub all over it so it comes off, but you're gonna basically be in this whole area, because where's the site for infection? Right here. Yeah. So you wanna get that in there. One kit I had the other day had a Q-tip in it, and I made fun of it, but I really could have taken that Q-tip, touched it to my chlorhexidine, and got underneath here.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Makes sense.
Okay, so yeah, there was sensible stuff. So we're gonna do this way, we're gonna do this way. We're gonna pick these back up. Put that there. I don't need this anymore. How long do I let it dry?
30 seconds.
Yes. Then what am I gonna do?
Does that break the sterile field or no?
Hmm?
Does that break the sterile field doing that?
This, I'm just throwing that there. It's just there. I could have, I guess probably should have. I guess it'd been better to go. I was just trying to save it.
Okay. Oh,
Sorry.
Okay. Sorry. No, I'm sorry.
No, that's a good catch. I would have, in the real world, I wouldn't have put that back on there because I've got my trash can.
Okay.
So that makes a lot of sense. It's hard when you're trying to save things too,
Okay,
I
I'm
should
sorry.
have done that. No, you're awesome. So, what goes on next? Skin protectant.
Yeah.
This particular kit doesn't have one. Your kits do. So you're gonna do it. So I'm gonna take this as my skin protectant because it's about this size. Yeah, it's about this size.
Okay.
So we're gonna do, we can take this again and do this. We can leave it on there. You can do whatever you want, but don't break your sterility. So skin protectant, skin protectant, skin protectant, skin protectant, right? Everywhere the tegaderm's going to go is what you wanna, you're protecting their skin from being ripped off from these bandages. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so I'll take this off. Okay, so I put my skin protectant on. I already asked you about what we would need, bless you, new sterilization device. I believe it's time, aha, I almost forgot my bio patch. So, students were real apprehensive, I'm still sterile, I can touch this. Students were very apprehensive about how they put it on. But use your brain and think about this. As long as you place it on, you're covering up the worst, you're covering up the part you need to cover up. But you still have to put it on to get it underneath. So don't fret over it. You're going to end up, this is all what you've cleaned. It's not sterile, but it's clean. So just put it over the top and smoosh it on down. So it's covered. The part that's gonna get them sick is covered. So if you have to manipulate, you have to manipulate. Because now it effectively, we're done with the sterile part. Meaning, I'm gonna get ready to cover it up. So I'm not breaking sterility yet, but nothing's gonna get under this beautiful bionic bio patch, right? So now I'm going to use my cover. Make sense? Okay, we're almost done. Hang in there, Mr. Smith. Yeah, this is a different one. Okay. How much am I covering? Everything I can. Everything I can. So I try to center my bio patch on it, because then I know. There. Whew, I don't have to be sterile anymore. Yay. Okay, so now I can take a deep breath. In a real person, you're going to get all the air out, because what does air do? It grows bugs. Yeah, it grows bugs. And so we're going to try that. It doesn't always work on these guys, so I would like you to say I'm getting all the air out. You know, if you've got a big old bubble, I'm going to say to you, what you can do with that, you know, kind of thing, because I know in the clinical setting we're going to, you know, make it better than this. Now, your dressing also has the same thing I've got here with the slits there. So what are we going to do? Well, it's covered. I can take this off now, break my sterility, and I can pick these guys up and put this under, like that. Okay.
You said not to nitpick, but it says you're supposed to label it with the time and date and initials prior to putting it on.
Right, but we're sterile, and our sterile, is here, so I'm gonna have to do it because it's in the kit.
Right, gotcha.
So yeah, yours, time, date, and initial has it on the side of it, so you'll have to do it the same way as well. Meaning, you'll have to go, I'm done now, and then grab your pen and pencil to label it, and put it that way.
And it's separate, so technically you are doing it before you put it on the patient because it's a
That's true.
Right, okay.
What we're trying to say is we don't want you to write on your patient.
Yeah.
That's really what that means. I can see that's kind of ambiguous. But what we're meaning is
Right on.
time, date, initial, and then put it on the patient. Okay. Do we have any questions? I am going to time, date, and initial right now. Oops, it's not 11. It's my son's birthday today. Yay. Yeah, big bad 22. I don't know what time it is. Almost 11:30. I wrote 11:30. How about that? And then we'll just label this to the side like that. All right. You guys have questions of me?